Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan. How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Oh, I'm going to turn this music down. I'm doing awesome. And my lovely temptress, Miss Megan. How are you, baby?
Oh, you know.
I don't know. That's why
I'm doing fine.
Good, finally. Some real answers. Now we're getting down to it. Oh, boy. I'm just jamming here. I'm loving the song still.
Is this limited edition? Because they're not actually in this movie?
He's talking about a Blade Funko Pop that's sitting on our podcasting table. It's not limited edition. It is obviously the Wesley Snipes edition.
Oh, okay.
So that's not Mahershala Ali that you will see in theaters.
Eventually, maybe one day.
We'll find out together.
Can everybody believe that tomorrow is March 1st, 2022?
Really kind of difficult to believe.
Kind of blinked and here we are. Another thing that's kind of crazy, we are 5 episodes away from episode 100.
100.
Woo! Let's give it up for us.
Ooh.
Well done.
Podcast stops at episode
Well
99.
done. The podcast stops at episode 99. I can tell you what's not going to happen. Stopping at episode 99. Oh, my goodness. What a week. I can't contain myself. I don't want to talk about it because it's going to be subject matter down the road. We got a chance to sneak in and see Batman. We saw the Batman.
Smidge early. And oh my gosh.
Very early.
Ryan's opinion doesn't matter. Full disclosure.
We're giving Ryan a hard time because he nodded
fell
off a couple
asleep.
times.
I mean, mind you, it was a 3-hour movie and it started at like 11:30.
It is a 3-hour movie.
PM.
It did start at 11:30. It was very late.
It was a Thursday
all of
night.
us
We were all exhausted.
We're very exhausted. I remember I go back to my days of being, 17, 18 and going to a movie that late and then still going out and doing stuff.
Yep.
Golly, it's been a while.
Yep.
But we got to see the Batman. Lots of opinions. I really want to just dive in and talk about it, but I'm not going to.
Nope.
Still, I will say
weeks.
that IGN has rated it 10 out of 10.
Oh, I don't even trust those guys anymore.
Well,
you don't trust anybody.
Nah, I can't do it.
Exactly.
couple weeks we'll talk about it.
It has gotten some really, really rave reviews. And I have kind of a complicated review. Not really complicated, just a different review for it. But we will talk about that on the episode. But today is not about the Batman. Today is about, what is his name? Sean Smith or Chris Smith, the Peacemaker.
Another DC property?
That's right. Another DC property. And there's not a lot of stuff to talk about on the old DC front today. So, but actually, you got a chance to watch on HBO Max The Long Halloween Part 1 and 2, the animated series.
I have for the Batman. I have.
You also have read Long Halloween.
I have. So I watched the first one so far. I'm about halfway through the second one. I tried watching it kind of in and out of work today because I've been dying to watch it, and I keep catching myself late at night trying to watch it and I'm falling asleep. Not because it's bad, I will say.
Because you fall asleep when you're sitting on the couch next to a bulldog. That's just like somebody slipping you something in your drink.
Yeah,
you may as
true.
well just call it a day.
But yeah, I enjoyed it very much. So I know that we've all seen the trailers and stuff for the Batman.
They're both an hour long, aren't they? They're both.
They're like an hour and a half. Yeah, it's like 3 hours total.
Yeah, there you go. That's a lot.
Yeah, and it definitely follows the comic book.
And I will say, the Batman kind of follows in that.
That's what I was gonna say.
Those kind of footsteps too. That's why I brought that up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've all seen the previews. So really, if obviously 99.5% of you probably haven't gotten to see it, but if you go into it with a mindset of you're getting kind of the Detective Comics feel of some dark and brooding.
When she's talking about the Long Halloween, the animated series, I'm not talking about anything else. But what she was going to say is this episode of Alter Ego is sponsored by Forge Supply Company.
Real soap, no bullshit.
And actually, I was going to give Ryan a platform to...
he's going to advertise right now.
Look at me. Give Ryan a platform. This is your platform, too. You said you had some direct words for the soap, Don?
Yeah, man, I need to re-up.
Yeah,
so if you're listening,
why is that? Have you suffered recently?
I have.
How so?
Bro, I had to actually use Dial soap.
And it was like Dial, not even Dove.
Bar soap. Well, it's funny because my wife had surgery way back when, so she had to
Yeah.
use a particular antibacterial soap. So we had Dial, and that was the only thing I had in my house, because the only thing other than that I have is Forged. I almost thought about using her body wash from Bath and Body Works, but I didn't want to smell like cherry blossom all day.
Why not?
I mean, I should have.
All I got to say is I wanted you to say that part because when you told it to me before we hit record, you sounded so defeated.
Bro, I was so sad.
You're like, I got to hit the soap, Don, man. I had to use Dial today.
I'm trying to look around for some slippers to see if I can throw together a Franken bar. No luck.
No luck.
But remember to visit their website at FordSupply.com to order online and use promo code AlterEgo to get 10% off your order. Ford soap, real soap.
No bullshit.
None.
And then Dial if you want to throw us some advertising dollars, you know what I mean? I love that
He can be a Dial.
Yeah, he doesn't
a
hate
Dial man.
Dial soap.
I don't know if that really goes along with what we're doing, but hey, I love it.
Let's really hope that they don't stick a Dial soap commercial in our episode today. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, all the people that we're associated with, we read the ads for. So if there's another one, like whatever your regional ads are, that's not us.
Yeah, that just
and
gets
somebody
plugged.
out there is like, yeah, it's all sex toys for me, so I'm glad it's not you guys.
Wow.
Because I've listened to some interesting ads on some podcasts in my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially the worst is when you get them back to back.
Oh, the same
Oh,
one.
the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, God. And they're
Yeah.
like 2 minutes apiece. You're like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's why Ford Supply is followed by Tony and Nello's. Southern Italian cuisine and grill is a hidden gem that's family owned and operated on the outskirts of St. Petersburg at 1136 Pinellas Bayway, South Tierra Verde, Florida. It's a must-try for a homemade Italian lunch or dinner. As a matter of fact, Megan's leaving there as soon as we're done recording.
And I'm
Just
going
remember
there.
that she's bringing her appetite because the portions are very generous. She doesn't need to call for a reservation at 727-867-3577 because she already did. And she lives on TonyandNellas.com. Just kidding. That's not real.
But to be for real, you were just like screaming and angrily saying that. And I was like, shit, you convinced me. I'm going. And then you told everybody I was already going. So. But I am. I'm going to
So
Tony
I
Nello's immediately
ruined
after
your
this
joke.
episode is recorded.
I ruined your joke, and I'm sorry. And I'm
It's okay.
sorry.
It's not funny. It's actually I'm very happy about it.
One question to people I want to know. What are we getting tonight?
Ooh, what are we getting tonight?
You know, I was telling him earlier that I was really in the mood for a salad, and I feel like that's a disappointment.
Goes
She
to
wants,
Tony and Nello's
she wants
and gets a
something
salad,
light,
bruh.
maybe some soup.
Something light, maybe some soup. But I always like to get like a small portion of a pasta and like a big old salad. So I might do that. I don't know. I haven't decided.
That's cap. There's no such thing as a small portion as a pasta when you go to
Yeah.
Tony and Nello's.
That's very true. There is no
I
such
mean, you can
thing.
get like a kid size, but I don't know if they'll give me a kid size. I don't look 12.
Even a kid size, you look like it's a
Maybe
grown
we can
man
get
size.
Nello to stop by for the 100th episode.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Awesome.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. We might have to release it a week late or a day late
Maybe, yeah.
because he works Mondays and
He
he's
does-
off
he
Tuesdays,
works
So
Every freaking day of the week, but Tuesday is the only day that he has off.
maybe we can just get him to record a plug for us, and
Maybe.
we'll plug it.
Yeah, that'll work.
I want
Well,
Everybody
because-
at home is like, wow, can't wait for this guy Nello to talk to me for 15 seconds. When he goes in and goes, Forza Italia, blah, 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 and it says all the stuff that
doesn't
he
sound
says
like
that he
that.
does. Yes, he
does.
Thank you.
What?
He
He's
does.
on the Cigar City Sports podcast with
Yeah,
us.
but
and we
you
record
made
on
him
Tuesday.
sound very like, it's a me, Mario. Like,
Oh,
It's accurate,
he kinda
right?
does.
Hey.
When he goes into speaking the Italian, he definitely goes
Punishment fits the crime. I
there.
mean,
Yeah, it does.
anyway,
anyway, yeah. Let's get into some TV and movie news, some cool stuff. Even though our subject matter is technically a TV show, we obviously save that till the end. But Justified. Anybody remember this show, Justified?
no.
I heard it was good.
I don't have
I
any
never
Starring
watched it.
Timothy Oliphant. It's following a character called Raylan Givens, who's kind of a gunslinger in a modern setting, so to speak. First of all, Timothy Oliphant is built for that kind of role. We've seen that in Book of Boba Fett, in Mandalorian. He plays a really good Western role.
Get that Agent 47, man,
That's right.
and Hitman.
So there apparently, I thought that series was over, but apparently there's going to be a reboot based on a novel from Elmore Leonard. It's called City Primeval, High Noon in Detroit. And they are bringing that, I'm assuming, limited series to not the silver screen? What's the TV called?
What
I don't know.
are you?
Movies are
talking about?
silver screen, TVs are another one. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Gold screen.
It's coming to TV. There we go. We'll call it the gold screen.
I don't know.
And here's something crazy. Like, this is a TV show, and a premiere director is wanting to come on and direct quite a few episodes of it. Mr. Quentin Tarantino.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too.
Do you mean big screen?
No, big screen is movie.
That's what you said.
Silver screen is movie.
Oh, you're asking what
What is the TV called?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, Raylan Givens coming back to the whatever screen it's called, the gold screen, and in this city Primeval. So I imagine they're sending Agent Givens, who I think he's a U.S. Marshal. They're sending him to Detroit, and I'm interested to see how that goes.
Poorly.
Ryan's feverishly Googling something. I'm interested to hear what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was actually answering a text.
Does it end with "I love you too"? Be home soon.
No.
Okay, liar. On to Twisted Metal. We've talked about Twisted Metal.
Yeah, good old Sweet Tooth.
A couple different times. Sweet Tooth being my man. That is a series that's being executively produced by Anthony Mackie and starred in by Anthony Mackie. Who's he going to play? I don't know the characters that well, other than Sweet Tooth.
Maybe Spectre. Nah, I don't know. I don't even know why you
would want to do that show.
Show like that, yeah.
We're going to come back to that. I'm glad you said that. But they found out that is going to Paramount Plus. So if you have Paramount Plus, you'll get a chance to watch it.
I do.
Is that a free one?
Nope.
No.
Do we have it though? Yes.
Oh, well, good to know.
We got it so that we could see the South Park special specifically.
South Park is hilarious, and they are crushing it lately.
Remember those days when we thought having streaming services were going to be cheaper than cable?
Yeah.
I have so many different services that it just
replaces cable. It's just a different
but
thing.
we also have cable, so
and
that's
there's
fun.
some. No, we don't. Not anymore.
We do pay for cable through Hulu. It's still a streaming service, but we still pay so we can see sports because we like sports too.
We like sports ball. So I said we're going to come back to that. Like, why would they make that? Joe Russo, the director of some of your favorite Marvel films like Civil War and Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. I know I got those backwards. Or did I? Yeah, I did. He comes out and says that video games are the future of storytelling. He says with the amount of technology they have now, video games are going to be the way to go for major storytellers.
That's a sad, sad day.
Now, I don't necessarily disagree with him. It's a little bit more putting the story, putting the narrative only a little bit in the player's hands, right?
Yes and no, but a lot of times video games, the thing that makes the story great is that you play through it and you experience it different than you watch it on a screen.
But that's still a story.
It is still a story. But a lot of those things too, I don't know how many I'm going to transfer very well to a big screen.
Right.
And actually work out.
Well, I mean, I'm not watching, I'm not going to play Finding Dory 7 on Xbox just for the story because that sounds like a terrible game.
Yeah.
But I kind of agreed with him, and one of the things that made me agree with him was this game that just came out, Elden Ring. Yeah. So we're talking about The Batman getting rated 10 out of 10. This doesn't happen quite as often. Elden Ring has been rated 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It is a massive, massive open world game, and there's so many things to do, and all the reviews say, I played 86 hours and I have not scratched the surface of some of the things that you can do in this game.
To me, that's overwhelming. That's a little much.
Yeah. But I look at something like that and I say, storytelling, perfect. If you want to have that story, there's that person who reviewed its 86 hours of content, not to mention them saying they haven't scratched the surface. So if they want to tell that story again in a different way, they can do that. So I thought that was pretty freaking amazing, honestly. I mean, like I say...
That actually kind of makes me worry because I was thinking about picking up Elden Ring. You just said that? Nah, fam.
Yeah?
Unless you're the Division, I ain't throwing that kind of time to you.
It's a Dark Souls type of game, too. I don't know if you are familiar with Dark Souls. I'm familiar with it. I've never played a Dark Souls property, just to be, free and clear. But the combat is very challenging.
Yeah, I am. And it's slow and blasé.
This game makes me feel like it would be very, very infuriating Because apparently there are a lot of enemies that can just one-shot you out of nowhere.
Yeah, they say with those, the trick is to know that you're going in there and you're going to die.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm going to beat this in one run. That's not the point of those games.
Yeah.
It's to learn from your mistakes and get better. So if you're one of those people that likes that, cool. Me?
It looks like it's a lot of dodging and a lot of, melee dodge, understanding the enemy's abilities and what they can do, and
countering, and
right.
I'm not that guy.
I don't know if I'm that guy either. It looks beautiful. It looks daunting. It's got a lot of great reviews. It was obviously the narrative of the story was done by George R.R. Martin, but so clearly a lot has been invested. They've been talking about this game for years now, but I kind of agree with you. And here's another controversial thing that I've heard is that game that we're just talking about, all those challenges and all those things that you can do, has an easy mode where it's designed for the casual player to be able to go in and easy mode certain encounters.
I like
that. The difficulty is way down. The ability for you to explore and do like stuff like that is way up. And that's kind of the question that I was going to ask is, how do you feel about it? Why do you like an easy mode in a game?
I love that because not everybody has the same skill set to play through something. You know what I mean? Like me personally, another reason I want to get Elden Ring, because I am that guy that will throw myself at that object until I beat it.
Right.
And then just keep doing that and doing it. I'm a glutton for punishment in some aspects, I am. But for like the casual person who just wants to experience that story and they know that they're not that person, they can still experience it and play through it. It's not going to be the exact same because they didn't have to really fight and struggle through it, but they can get the story.
Yeah.
I think that the easy mode for games, for people like me, for instance, is exactly right. Like whether you want to see the story or know the story or hear the story, but also like everybody starts with a game somewhere. So I feel like if you are starting with a game that you are really excited about and something you're really, really interested in, but you're not a big video game person, then you can kind of start with that easy mode and then move into the harder modes, and that might get you to be a better video gamer.
That's another good point. One of those things I was thinking about also is the way people approach certain encounters. Like easy mode may not necessarily be even easy for things like that. Like let's say gamers like you and I, we go into a game of Overwatch. Let's put Overwatch out there on blast because that's just kind of an easy one that came to mind. You and I jump into an encounter with Overwatch. I know what to expect. I know how to ability and maneuver myself. You do too, but your style is different. But we have similar skill levels. But somebody like Megan who doesn't play video games, us seeing somebody come around the corner knows that we need to proc a certain ability. Like if we're playing McCree, we see somebody around the corner, we know to throw that flashbang, roll, bang, 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 bang. Whereas somebody like Megan at that level is going to look at that and go, oh shit, there's somebody here. What do I do?
Yeah.
And more often than not, there's gamers that literally look down at the controller and say, what button am I pressing here?
His name is Cassidy. And then my wife does that sometimes too.
Oh wait, what is his name?
Cassidy.
But it's Cole Cassidy. Thank you. Yeah. But so you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is like so an easy mode. I kind of was like, I get that. I think it's a good idea. Me personally being an experienced gamer, that's lost on me. What I don't understand is the fact that easy mode is getting a lot of flack from people in terms of they appreciate the time they put into these games to be difficult, and they don't feel like anybody should be able to walk in and do missions like they've done because of all the try-hard sweat and tears they put into it.
And don't play on easy mode.
That's the classist souls. No, it's the people that play on regular mode. Like, oh, I went through all this, and you got this baby mode, and you did. Who cares? That's not you.
Do the baby
That's not
mode
your experience.
And do they all play? Can you play like at the same time? Online together
in this particular game, yes, you can. Not in different modes. Not in different modes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can. All of you have to be on easy mode. So then what the hell is anybody bitching about? Who gives a shit?
There's a lot of people in the gaming community who are primarily kids who look at things and call people who are consumers like us, who have jobs and spend our money on stuff and spend money on loot boxes or DLC or whatever, they call us whales because they accommodate for everything. And then you have all these little players who can't do that stuff. Maybe I'm getting the terminology wrong. Somebody help me. But I've been called this before.
Oh, they just mad because they broke.
Well,
I got money. I ain't got time.
I don't disagree with you because there are certain things where, like, I saw, and I'll remember the specific instance I saw on the Marvel's Avengers game. You guys know I'm a big fan of Maestro. I have his poster in this room. I have read his comics. I enjoy that arc of the Hulk. They brought out a Maestro skin, and I was like, oh, I'm getting that. Because I want to play as Maestro. I thought that would be awesome. And somebody's like, oh, you're ruining games for other people by doing that. He's like, oh, whale much? And I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm employed.
Yeah.
If I want to buy it, I will.
That's when I used to play Madden, bro. I used to spend so much money on Ultimate Team.
But, like, that's the thing, too, is...
I got money. You're broke.
But,
Just
like,
say
that's
you're
the
broke.
thing. Is
Just say that.
All these video games have, and you've had this problem before, too, to where you have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to have access to something that you can't ever get because you only have X amount of time, and you do have a job and can't buy shit. So there's the shit that you can buy, and there's just shit that you can earn. So these people can just shut the fuck up and earn the cool shit, and you can buy the cool shit.
Now,
Bingo.
I'm cool.
It's made for everyone.
I'm cool with cosmetic stuff. That I'm okay with. If you're buying stuff that's going to instantly make you better, like let's say you're buying a machine gun that everybody had to grind for, and you're a day one guy, and you're like, I'm gonna just buy that and dunk on everybody, then I've kind of got a problem with it.
But why? Because they're making a way to continue to make revenue off of the game, which is one thing I can say. I will argue the other side of this coin.
It's pay to win.
50 million times over. I think that when you buy a game, you should have access to the game and you can earn shit and that sort of thing. But having to spend $20 here and there for a skin or a cool gun is just stupid. But at the same time, it's like if you have the ability to buy the fucking thing, then you can buy the fucking thing. If you want to earn it, then earn it. I don't understand why it's such a big damn deal.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Play the game alone then.
Yeah.
I mean play the game alone.
It's the way people are. I mean,
get a job.
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
Wow, now we all sound like really, really old people on this podcast.
Hey, you whippersnappers.
I remember when a dime cost a nickel. I used to mow the lawn in the snow.
Yep.
I smell cinnamon rolls.
I smell cinnamon rolls.
Anyway, I mean, truly, I don't care one way or the other.
Damn kids, I used to play Pac-Man at the arcade.
Yep. For a quarter.
And that's actually where the whole pay to win started.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, if you have a problem with that, then these games you're fully capable of playing these games by yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to go online. You don't have to play with other people. And you don't have to be nasty because somebody chose to buy something.
If you're going to be nasty, just go home and play with yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. There. Take our advice.
I mean,
make it weird.
Listen to us. We're professionals.
Yeah, let people do what they want to do, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've never understood the online world.
You know, I was kind of like against easy mode when I was reading this. I was like, easy mode, get the fuck out of here, man. Either be good or don't be good. Now that I sit and I do the thing that I do all the time, I sit and talk myself out of my own opinion.
Yeah. That's fine.
Because
you're hearing other opinions that make sense.
Yeah, for sure. Especially yours, and we've talked about your Halo adventures, which is one of my favorite stories.
Exactly. Let's not tell it again for the 50th
and
time.
I love it, and it makes me very happy. But
people do. They find that one game, whether it's because of the aesthetics of the game or whatever, is people who don't game that might want to get into gaming might find the game that is going to get them there.
Sure, yeah.
So in order to learn how to do it and not be blasted into fuck this game, you have to kind of ease your way into it. Yeah. So starting off at easy mode and then creeping your way up to expert or whatever the hell you call it.
It varies by game. My favorite iteration is Gears, where it's it's casual, veteran, and insane.
Insane, yeah, whatever you call it. I mean, you're obviously not going to buy a brand new game and immediately go into insane if you've played
I only ever beat Gears 1 on insane.
Yeah, and my wife just a couple of years ago, we tried to get her to play Hello Neighbor. She goes to pick it up. Just too hard. Like if they would have had an easy mode, she actually enjoyed it because of what it was.
Yeah.
But she couldn't get past parts, and she's like, I don't understand. It's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And that sucked because that would have been a great game for her to play, and she actually kind of liked it just playing for what she played, what she was able to do.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. I think a lot of things should actually have an easy mode in them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them do start out with easy in your available options. Elden Ring and Dark Souls, however, is not one of those franchises.
But they're also made for that, like Sekiro, Nioh. Those games are meant to be tough from the jump.
And they look at that and they advertise it as such.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of a similar developer, but not the same game, but I don't know. So, yeah, we'll move on from that. But what do you guys think? Easy mode? Yes? No? Maybe so?
For it.
Feel free to get us on the El Face book. But moving on. Call of Duty, recently acquired by Microsoft, or the studio that created them recently acquired by Microsoft, is saying that the next Call of Duty may be delayed until 2024.
Wow.
So there was already going to be a release this year, or there is a release this year?
I don't even know.
And the next iteration after that is pushed back. And this will be the first time there has not been a yearly Call of Duty in, I think they said something like 10 years.
Probably like longer than 13.
Honestly, folks, I would look at that as a blessing in disguise. Because you would know this. What's the number one complaint about Call of Duty?
Right now, it's give us back Verdansk, you fucking assholes.
Wow.
Wow. Well, you can take that up with your therapist, but mine, the one that I've heard, is it's just the reskinned same game.
I mean, to be quite honest, that's most sequels.
Yeah.
Most anything.
Madden is the same way.
Yep. That's why I did not buy Madden. I had to have a buddy gift it to me because...
Who was that buddy?
Was it
you?
you?
Were one. And
Love
then my
you.
other friend wanted me to play with him on the XS. And I told him I was not giving Activision. I mean, not Activision. I wasn't giving any EA my money until they started doing something better. I vote with my wallet.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. I haven't bought an Activision game. And God knows, I'll take that back. I did buy Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 when it came out. That's just nostalgia.
Yeah, that's a little different. That's a little different.
I did not buy the last Black Ops, any of the
Black
other
Ops
ones.
2 or
Whatever one just came out, the Vanguard I didn't buy.
Oh yeah, no. I haven't bought one since Call of Duty World War 1.
Yeah. Shit, even Modern Warfare, I made my brother buy it for Christmas. I was like, I refuse to give them my money.
Yeah.
I'll give them your money.
Yeah.
And then I broke down and had to get a couple of them skins, so they got some of my money out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I think this is a blessing in disguise, man. Give them time to work on something that can truly be better and different. Everything in this content world right now is kind of a now.
Yeah. So you're not a Battle Royale guy. Like I said, man, Battle Royale is where it's at.
I disagree. I think Battle Royale does not have the same level of skill.
What?
It's a lot of lucky shots.
Nah.
It's a lot of lucky placement. That's all it is.
It's about your movement as a player.
I'm gonna, you know what? Maybe one day down the road I'll pick one up and we'll see. But it just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you watch like high level guys play and they're constantly winning over and over again, and you see their strats and different things. You can understand that it's not just I'm lucky, so I made it here. There's lots of kids out there that haven't won a game yet. You know what I mean? And this game's been out for 2 years, 3 years, still trying to get their first dub.
Maybe they should play on easy mode.
Yeah, maybe they should just not play at all. Get fucking good, kid.
He goes, because they end up on my team and I don't want them.
Nah, we always squad up. We got a squad.
Oh, really? You got your boys that you run with all the time?
Got to.
You guys win a lot of games?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's a lot? How many in a night are you winning?
2, 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
As a squad?
Yeah, we're going to run. We got straps. I mean, we've also been playing PUBG. You know, I mean, we bounced from
strats.
Oh,
like strategy.
I thought he was saying straps like guns and shit. I was like, okay.
Well, we got those too, but
they've got the gangster
like that's an interesting way of saying that.
They've got the straps like they do out there in the hood.
Well,
yeah. I mean, we don't even play anymore because they ruined it with the BAP and then the update. So I actually uninstalled it. It's not
with
even installed on
the
my
BAP.
Xbox.
What is a BAP?
Map.
Oh, map. Okay.
we're not
sorry.
understanding it.
Change the
today.
new map.
School's a cruise. Okay. Well, again, I still think it's a good thing. I think it's good that they're going to delay this game and give Microsoft a chance to go, oh, okay, we're putting out the same thing every single year. Sure, it's making decent money, but I have heard nothing but complaints. Every time I see a game that comes out, people go, oh, thank God, I'm so sick of Call of Duty.
But here's the thing, though. Every single year you hear complaints, but it's still the number one bought game.
That's right.
So
Why?
Because
you're still going to play it.
Streamers play it a lot.
That's the thing. Is it's the old, this is new. You're going to play the new.
But is it new?
Yeah.
You don't want to fall behind the times.
I don't know
in
if
the
you
Call
guys
of
are
Duty
those
universe.
people. What phones do you guys have right now?
Shut up.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Are you,
iPhone
I'm not
11s,
an every year
iPhone
guy. You're
12.
talking
No,
to the
we're
wrong
not an
person.
every year guy,
but
but
yeah,
we do
man,
have new ones because we just got them.
And that's some people are every year's like, I don't play them until something.
Yeah.
But
That moves me?
to that point, there is enough significantly different about what I've got here than what I had before, which encourages me to buy. Now, if Call of Duty was continually improving their product and not just slapping a new skin on it, then I would say, no, I'm not getting this phone. It does the same thing. That's like saying, this one has a 13-inch, whatever, but the next one's going to be 13.1. Wait, what? No, I don't want that. The GPU's not faster. It doesn't get any better reception. Then I don't care.
That 0.1 matters sometimes, man.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's take our first break of the day. Then we're going to get into some Marvel news, and we're going to talk a little bit about Peacemaker. So we'll see you on the other side, friends. And we're back. Megan so astutely pointed out to me during the break, she's like, you always say our first break, and we only take one. Well,
it's technically the first, regardless of how you say it.
It's very true. It's very
It's
true.
the first and the last.
So don't be discouraged thinking there's other breaks. I sneak them in there when you're not expecting. You just don't see them.
Nope. They're hidden.
That was a break right there.
I was just about to say the same thing. Oh, gosh. Let's get into some Marvel news, shall we? Kraven the Hunter has cast the character Chameleon, Kraven's half-brother. Kraven the Hunter's half-brother, Marvel Comics' well-known identity thief Chameleon, not well-known by me, has joined the upcoming film. White Lotus actor Fred Heckinger will take on the role. So, Chameleon, I had to look him up. His power, if you want to call it that, is almost just, like he's a chameleon. He's able to blend in and assume anybody's identity and do it very convincingly, apparently. So I wonder what role he's going to play in a Kraven the Hunter style. Now, does he help his brother? I'm curious. Does he help him? Does he, set up marks for him or what? Is he somebody that like poses as your boss to learn more about your tactics or something? I don't know. Does he give him high level intel? Because that would help a hunter, I would imagine.
That's how he's going to catch the Spiderman.
How do we know if Spider-Man's even involved? We've heard Kraven the Hunter. We have not heard Spider-Man.
I figure you kind of have to have him in there.
And Kraven's a bad guy. He's not a hero. I don't even hear him as an anti-hero. I just hear that he is a villain. So this is going to be another interesting movie. Is this going to be another one to be set up in the Sinister Six style movie? Who have we got? We got Morbius. We've got Venom. We've got Vulture. We're going to have who else? I mean, there's nobody else that I can think of that's been shown in the movie so far. We had Mysterio, but Mysterio, spoiler alert, died in that movie.
Did he?
Oh gosh.
No. Maybe.
To bring
Rhino?
back Jake Gyllenhaal, the Rhino, but he hasn't been. I'm just talking about guys who have been introduced yet. And we're also talking about Green Goblin. There's been no Green Goblin other than another universe's Green Goblin.
Oh, fair.
I'm interested to see
play
more.
Electro and across all of them.
I'd be here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for anything, Jamie Foxx. Up next, we finally found out what's going to happen to the Defenders. We found out where it's going.
Hulu?
No. And here are the properties that are going to this new streaming service.
You say new streaming service.
From Netflix, new from Netflix. Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders, and The Punisher, season 1 and 2. Now, judging by my surprise, where do you think it's going? Not Hulu. We gave you that one. You're cheating.
I'm not. I'm
Is
honestly
Disney coming out
with
like a Disney adult?
No.
A Disney Plus Plus?
Disney 12 Motel Plus. No. It's not coming out with a new service.
I don't know.
What do you think?
It's Marvel.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus.
No, it is coming to Disney Plus.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, he said, is Disney coming out with a new streaming service, Disney Plus Plus? And I said, no, they're not.
Oh, wow.
I was just going to put it on Disney Plus itself.
I would have said Disney Plus if never mind.
Yeah, I set you up on that.
I was like, that would be weird if it went anywhere else.
Sorry, I'm too fresh off of watching The Riddler.
Hey, but you know what?
Wow.
That kind of makes it my point where they're going to have Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
He's going to make it there.
Uh-huh.
I told you, man, Disney ain't giving up money to
No,
nobody.
Disney doesn't care anymore.
Disney is now, I mean, listen.
The whole world is turning into curse words and boobs. So Disney's getting on that train.
Curse words and boobs, new band name, called
Just
it.
saying.
Hey, y'all, we're Curse Words and Boobs.
I
Go
mean,
grab a beer, hang out, and listen to some music.
The younger kids are starting to get more infiltrated with this shit. So
For sure, and that's...
I mean, Disney,
hey,
of course,
listen,
Disney's going to get on that train.
I'm just saying that for them to have Punisher showing up on a Marvel streaming service and the way we've been talking about Moon Knight, I think Disney is starting to really relax and back off of some of their rigid stuff that says, so we can only have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We can't have the Punisher shooting somebody in the face.
Or they're going to totally fuck up the Punisher and it's going to be like PG-13 Punisher and then we're all going to hate it.
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah.
We better hope not. Logan's not even on Disney Plus, and all the other X-Men shit is.
Logan is also a Sony vehicle.
I don't care.
It's not owned by them.
And
Whatever.
standalone.
That's the difference.
My argument's still valid.
Yeah, I just think that now with streaming, it's your choice. And the way you can block
Yes.
your kids from watching certain things.
That was going to be my next point.
You
Yes.
can keep it, keep it PG or
I'm
whatever.
sure they're
going
to come out with some sort of filter feature that you can add to a particular account like they do on, like, I'm pretty sure HBO Max has that because we have an account for our family, or like Netflix has the kids option.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Disney is probably developing something that either has that stuff in a more mature section or has like a filter that you can kind of filter out anything that's above PG-13 or whatever.
They at this point clearly have gun violence.
Yep.
They have fantasy violence. They have some blood.
Whoa, let me stop you. Violence involving guns. Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
No, we
That's
know
true.
that.
That's true.
We know
That's
that.
true.
But there is a certain type of violence, and this one is gun violence.
It's violence involving guns.
Thank you.
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
You guys call it what you will. Walks like a duck and it talks like a duck. It's a duck. But either way, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that they are going to put some sort of safeguard on here. Truly.
Oh, absolutely.
To make sure that your kids aren't watching that, and that's a parent's responsibility.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're not making sure you're watching what your kid is watching and whether or not you approve of it or not, to whatever level, I don't care. Parent your kids how you parent them, but you also are going to allow them to be influenced by what you're going to let them watch.
Now, I've never seen any of the Netflix specials. Is there like nudity and
Punisher is graphically violent.
I mean, I can get graphic violence, but there's no like nudity, no weird stuff. Like,
no, there is no nudity involved, and that's such a funny thing that people would think that. And I know why your brain went there because it's 100% valid. But why is it okay for the Punisher to take a large machine gun and plow through a restaurant, killing 15 plus people in brutal fashion, but you show a little side boob and people are going to freak out? You show somebody and yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Somebody says a truckload of soldiers will be blown up. Nobody bats an eye.
I mean, I just think it's more to do with the content. You know what I mean? Because like Deadpool, for like a perfect example, like when he's going through him and his girl are having
going through the days of the year,
and like I don't need to be on Disney Plus, and my kid, well, Dad, what's that strap-on thing he's got? You know, what I mean? Like, she's got, like
that's where it's up to us as parents to have that responsibility. I completely agree with you, but I say put it there. It's the Marvel section, and there should be some sort of dictating, factor on the streaming site that says, yo, you might not want your kids to watch this one.
Like you go to hit play, and maybe it's like a warning pops up.
And maybe there has to be
Are you sure you want to watch this?
Maybe there has to be a parental permissions type thing.
That could be a thing. Because, I mean, like, as parents, you probably tend to let your kid watch something violent, but nudity, you're like, nah, you're not watching and seeing that. You're covering your eyes.
Yeah, that's true. Now, to an extent, I don't want them watch full-on graphic sex scenes.
Yeah,
but if there's a guy kissing a girl or making out or something, chances are the boys are going to get up and run because girls are gross.
Yeah, but that was like me when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I can't see a set of titties, but I could watch John McClane. Shoot 1,000 people.
100%.
And that's the way I was when I was a kid. Like, nudity was the thing that you just can't do.
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I would much rather have that conversation than have to speak to the police about why my son shot a bow and arrow into a crowd.
I thought it was Hawkeye.
That being said, you mentioned Deadpool. Deadpool 3, Ryan Reynolds coming out and saying we're going to get news sooner rather than later. I'm going to say it. He's in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I hope so.
Yep, I'm calling it.
He's going to be there for 2 seconds, and he's going to comment about the fact that he's in the multiverse, and he's going to comment about the fact that Disney is allowing him to do this.
Perfect. I love it.
That's all I need.
Because that opens it up.
What news do we think we're going to see? And that's why I think that we are, and I saw this yesterday, so we're 65 days away from Multiverse of Madness as of the point of this recording.
Wow.
So, you counted? No, somebody said it was 66 yesterday.
Oh.
So
I thought maybe he had like one of those countdown apps on his phone.
Yeah, I got a multiverse advent calendar.
Yeah.
But I think that's why we're going to get news sooner rather than later, is because he's going to make an appearance somewhere.
That'd be dope.
Has to. Especially with them not, it's been, 2, 3
years? It's been,
3 years since the Deadpool movie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Since Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Which I did not enjoy as much as Deadpool 1. Liked it. Good movie. Deadpool 1, I liked more.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm ready to see him play with more people than just Colossus and the X-Men. I want to see Deadpool talk to Thor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to see Deadpool meet Rocket Raccoon.
I want to see Deadpool talk to Drax.
Mm-hmm.
And,
just have a conversation.
May he rest in peace. I wanted to see Deadpool in Wakanda.
Oh, my gosh.
With Black Panther. Could you imagine the stuff that he would do?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can.
It still could happen with M'Baku as the new Black Panther. When do we see a trailer for that?
Marvel.
I thought you were going to get on Blade right when I said that.
No.
I thought, because I saw you look down, and I thought for sure Mahershala Ali was going to be screaming at his phone as he's listening to our podcast. Big fan of the show, by the way.
There's no Blade coming, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
You're so wrong. Blade is definitely coming.
Vaporware, man.
And so what we're going to do is when it comes out in theaters, there's going to have to be a midnight release, and we're going, and I'm filming you walking into the theater.
Yep, I'm there.
At this point, I may even make a bet that you have to go in full Blade cosplay.
I'll be here for that.
And if Blade doesn't show up, I'll do an Emma Frost cosplay from X-Men.
Oh, nice.
To the movie of your choosing. Sound good? We have till 2026.
Yep.
Wow.
2026. That's
I'm sorry, I have to shoot it out there.
I mean, that's only like a decade.
Not to mention, you could definitely It's what?
That's only like a decade away from this movie. Supposed
What's going to happen is we're going to get to 2024, and they're going to be like, Blade has been delayed. And I was like, no!
And then 2025.
Please!
Yeah, Blade's still not here.
Oh, God.
And Jack's just going to start getting real nervous.
I am. I'm just going to have to start doing so many more sit-ups than I ever thought I'd have to.
What's that meme with the little puppet that looks sideways? That's going to be Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping.
Yeah. That looks like it's delayed again. No.
Maybe.
Anyway,
we'll see when it happens.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
If it happens.
It's going to happen. Anyway. With all that having been said, let's get into the subject matter of our wonderful episode. That being the James Gunn written, directed Peacemaker. We are going to have spoilers for Peacemaker, but I do want to give a non-spoilery review before we get into that.
Okay.
So, that being said, let's talk a little bit about this HBO Max series. How many episodes were there? Were there 8? I want to say there were 8 episodes. All of them about an hour long. Yep. James Gunn's fingerprints are all over this thing. It is wacky. It is very, very vulgar. It is funny. It is action-packed. But there's a lot to be said for Peacemaker, because on the surface, there's not a lot for this character. He's kind of boring. We last saw him in The Suicide Squad. Don't know your feelings on him in The Suicide Squad. I personally liked him.
But we're not great.
What, in The Suicide Squad?
In The Suicide Squad. They weren't great.
Who wasn't?
Peacemaker. I didn't really care for him in The Suicide Squad.
I did. I more so, I'm surprised by John Cena and his ability to pull out the emotion that he does as this character, having been somebody who says, you can't see me and I'll see you at WrestleMania, and seeing him in the Marine for as many years as we did.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see him on screen, I just want to...
But he is also surrounded by a group of actors that you probably don't know. Chances are you don't know them, and I believe that's by design. The only character you might know is Peacemaker's father, who was in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
The T-1000.
The T-1000. That's absolutely right. And I'm going to look it up while we're talking about it.
No,
but
if you don't watch Orange is the New Black, because that's where the black girl, Adebayo, that's her name.
I love her as an actress.
Yeah.
I did see her on and off in Peacemaker. And I just like her.
She's so good. She really was. And it was no exception in this show. If she's good in Orange is the New Black, she was awesome in this. Robert Patrick, who played the T-1000.
Okay, that's what his name is.
He plays, this is new lore for DC. He plays Peacemaker's father.
The White Dragon.
And in the comics, White Dragon and Peacemaker have nothing to do with each other. But there are some really, really excellent supporting characters. Namely, one of my favorite characters that I've ever laid eyes on.
If you fucking say Vigilante.
From DC, and that is the Vigilante. I could not have loved the Vigilante anymore. He was one of my favorite moments. Anytime he was on screen, I was locked in. Yeah. I think there were a couple times I woke this one up from laughing out loud at the Vigilante.
He was definitely awesome.
Just because of his mannerisms and the way that he approaches the world, and the fact that he's clearly psychotic.
It's a little short one.
Judo master,
yeah. He was pretty funny too.
So this was a great show. Don't watch this one with your kids, but it definitely, I feel, was well done. Not a huge budget for this movie, or this series, but it's definitely got James Gunn all over it. And I believe we've talked about this already. James Gunn is signed on to write and direct every single episode of Peacemaker going forward.
Wow. And it's funny because I had to watch this for the podcast, and I did not look forward to doing this at all. This show, I absolutely fucking loved.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
did not think I was going to. To be quite honest.
You didn't believe me when I told you, did you?
Out of all the Marvel TV shows or any of that, this is by far my favorite one out of any of them.
Peacemaker.
And I was actually sad when it fucking ended.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's only 8 episodes long?
Yeah.
Like, man, come on, give me more.
So that when I watched this, did I not watch episode 1 and go, Ryan is going to fucking love this show?
He did. He did say that.
I looked at him, I was like, Ryan is going to love Peacemaker.
And it took me a little while to get through. For one, I kind of started to watch it, watched it late, fell asleep, and then I started to watch it again. And then I'm just like, I am so here. The interaction between just him and Jane in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
This
so okay. So before we dive into the things that we loved and things that we didn't love and all that kind of stuff, our usual good, the bad, and the ugly, let's give our wonderful audience this is the last moment, right? The train has left the station. We are about to get into spoiler territory for Peacemaker. We will be fully spoiling this show for Megan. She has not watched episode 1, but she has.
Before you leave, if you listen to nothing else, or don't even want to watch Peacemaker, watch Peacemaker and just watch the intro. That's it.
Yeah,
the intro.
I have seen the intro.
Fucking show.
I was worried for copyright reasons.
Oh my god!
But I wanted to play the opening from that show for this show.
My buddy's like, did you learn to dance? I was like, we should as a podcast. We should.
We should do a dance.
The dance.
Oh my god, I totally would.
That boy,
would be so awesome.
We could get a warehouse and film that in a day.
We could.
I would be so down with it.
Oh man.
Anyway, okay, so here is your final warning. We're about to get into Peacemaker. If you're out of here, we love you. We will see you very soon, aka next week. If you're sticking around, we're gonna have some fun talking about Peacemaker. So here's your 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whew. Again, this show is not something that I expected. I knew it was going to be crazy.
Me neither.
I did not think it was going to push boundaries in the way that it did. So the whole plot is that Peacemaker is still under contract with Amanda Waller, who we see. Yeah. I was like, oh, damn, they even got Amanda Waller to show up.
Yeah.
Who is, I wrote her name down because I love her. What is her name? Viola Davis.
Viola Davis.
I'm sorry, I'm much better with faces.
She does do an exceptional job.
Viola Davis is a perfect Amanda Waller. She's so good. But yeah, starts off learning right off the bat, Adebayo is Amanda Waller's daughter. She's on easy duty to sit in this task force with Peacemaker. And Peacemaker is under the impression that he still has the bomb in the back of his neck, which is only kind of addressed once, sort of, and never really addressed again.
Because technically he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
They never talk about it being removed.
Yeah.
So it follows Peacemaker as he's getting out of jail, living his life, dealing with his father, dealing with his one friend in the world. And the beautiful thing about this is it's a superhero show. There is no superhero grace. There's hardly any superhero stuff that happens. He's a regular dude who's just huge and can fight.
He's got 2 best friends.
That's right.
One
2
of
best
them
friends.
Happens to be an eagle.
Eagly.
Eagly is his name.
Yes.
His name is Eagly.
And he hugged him.
Twice.
I did see that. I was impressed.
Eagly is a very welcome what the fuck to this show.
It is.
Because even John Cena's character, Peacemaker, knows that Eagly's kind of useless.
Yeah.
Although Eagly does come in clutch a couple times.
I honestly was expecting him to do more.
Yeah.
Or to do something. But no.
Yeah.
Like he just drops him a random.
My favorite is they give him a task and everybody's looking at him like, what? Why are we trusting a fucking eagle to do this? And then he understands, or he does exactly what you'd expect an eagle to do.
Just drops the shit.
Flies away. Hey, go take the helmet and drop it over there. Eagly just chirps at him. And he's like, I think he's got it. He does not fucking got it.
He goes straight to where he's supposed to go. And they're like, oh, yeah. And he just...
Yep.
Right
like, turn.
Guys, and then drops the thing.
Yeah. So the butterflies essentially are an alien species that are coming to Earth, inhabiting people's bodies. And John Cena's character knows nothing about it. The task force doesn't even really tell him about it. They just know it's Project Butterfly. The beautiful thing about John Cena is I talk about his acting chops. He shows real emotion in this show.
Yeah.
He does a great job of playing a tortured anti-hero. Not only is he already an asshole and nobody likes him, his own family doesn't like him, aka his dad. The people he interacts with calls him an asshole, and he just generally is an asshole.
Yep.
And then, he's got no support. He's got nobody who loves him. And then you see him dealing with real hardcore shit, especially with his interaction with Randall Flagg from the Suicide Squad. But there is everything. There are friendships. There's betrayal. There is action. There's a shit ton of humor.
Oh, yeah. The humor is definitely there hard.
The humor is good. And one thing I like about Peacemaker is in situations where you're like, there's always that thing where there's that scene in a movie where you're watching. I don't know if you do this, but me as a guy, I look at it sometimes and go, why doesn't he just go in there and shoot them in the face? Why does it always have to be this tension? And there are some scenes in Peacemaker where he just walks the fuck in and shoots them in the face.
Oh, like when they go to the factory?
Yeah.
He got bugged. I thought I was going to go first and you're just going to listen to me talk. He had a butterfly in his head. I can see him, X-ray vision.
Yeah.
And then he just bullpup shotgun, just laying waste to everybody. It's
everybody.
Awesome.
Walking in, he's got the X-ray vision on the helmet. The minute he sees a butterfly, kaplow.
See you.
And they are led by, I want to say 2 people. Is that fair to say 2 people?
Yeah.
They're led by Mern, and one of my absolute favorite characters is Harcourt. Harcourt is a small blonde woman who's kind of a task force person. She seems ex-military or ex-intelligence at least. And she is kind of the hard ass of the group.
And by the alter ego Ryan Standard, those cheeks are clappable.
Alter ego.
Yeah. She is an attractive woman for sure.
That's one of my things. Your tits look great in that shirt. I'm not saying that just to.
Oh yeah, and that's the kind of shit that he does say. He's like, your tits look great in that shirt. I'm not saying that because I want to have sex with you. Not that I don't. I'm just telling you they look good.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the kind of shit that he says to people.
It's so great.
But
fucking dye beard.
He does tease the really, really tall guy whose name I don't remember. I know it's John, but hold on, I'll pull him up right here. Yeah, his name, he's played by Steve Agee, and he plays John Economos. Economos is one of my favorites because he's a 7-foot guy, and he's a total pussy.
Yep. He was in the Suicide Squad movie, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was working there.
Yeah, but there's a couple of running gags that absolutely kill me. One of which is dye beard.
Dye beard.
One of them is that Aquaman fucks fish. Anytime somebody brings up a superhero, Peacemaker has some dirty, raunchy shit that he has to say about him. They bring up Green Arrow, and he talks about Green Arrow likes to go to furry conventions as the back half of a horse.
Shit ain't right.
He talks about everybody. And the crazy thing, in the finale, we actually get a cameo from Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
And he's like, you showed up too late, go fuck another fish. He's like, I hate that rumor. And Flash goes, that's not a rumor.
That's not a rumor.
Funny. He's like, oh, fuck this. And he just leaves.
Yeah. It's definitely a great story arc for Peacemaker, for the White Dragon, for that whole family, for everybody. The best episode, if you don't watch any other episode, watch episode 6. Episode 6 is called Mern After Reading.
Oh.
That is where shit goes sideways. That is when I felt, honestly, I was like, I don't know if they're going to stop this.
Yeah, that was a little crazy.
The premise is that the butterflies, the little insects that are invading human bodies, have come from a planet that they have destroyed by using their resources quite like we have here on Earth. And they bring a entity from their planet that they've codenamed the Cow, and it is the only way that they can gain nutrition. So that is where Peacemaker's team comes in, is to somehow try to get rid of the nutrition source by killing the cow. You kill the cow, the butterflies will slowly die. And so that's kind of where we pick it up.
Yeah, that show was definitely way crazier than I thought it was going to be. And it's also way better than I actually thought it was going to be, too. I still have I'm like, I'm gonna watch it again because Abby's like, I didn't know this was Peacemaker. She thought it was a Star Wars thing or something. I'm like, no, it's from the DC universe. And she's like, I'm gonna watch it. I was like, I'll watch it again, 110% watch it again.
And you were about to give me crap for liking Vigilante.
Oh no, I'm not. I actually love Vigilante too.
Vigilante is one of these guys who's kind of like, you have that group of friends and they've got a little brother or sister and they're always hanging out and they never shut the fuck up. And you really don't want them to hang out. But at some point you find out that they're a really genuinely good person, or at least they're good to you. Vigilante is that guy.
Yeah.
Vigilante is obsessed with Peacemaker. He loves John Cena's character, and he is a psychopath.
Bro, that's like my favorite part was when he's going to shoot the kids, and he's like, "You didn't say anything about killing kids," and
Vigilante just goes, "Hey, buddy, why don't you let me take this?"
Yeah,
one?
I got this. He's just whistling as
and
he's
just
blowing kids away.
Boom, and he has no conscience.
No.
And he doesn't even understand the fact that he doesn't have a conscience.
He is very unaware.
He is essentially a serial killer.
Yep.
But he likes to say, I'm fighting crime. So it ends pretty convincingly after the big battle with the White Dragon, with the cow, with Goth, who is the main butterfly. And I don't know. They didn't really leave it open for much of a narrative for season 2, but it's clearly coming with season 2.
I mean, I think that they'll probably end up together again doing something.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm looking
Vigilante will be back.
Yeah, the thing I'm looking forward to kind of the most too is also how he deals with killing his father.
Yeah.
Because the way he just shows up like at the end and he just sits down next to him.
You can tell that Peacemaker has a lot to unpack mentally.
Yeah.
He's not in a good place.
And changing as a person. He's definitely not the same character you saw in the Suicide Squad.
No, not by any means. But also you spend a lot more time with him than anybody else.
Yeah, and I think that character growth is what made me actually really like it.
Yeah.
Like him just literally just getting drunk and high and listening to records, just going crazy. I'm like, something a real person would do.
But the one person I do want to highlight too before we go is like you both kind of mentioned is Adebayo. She
awesome.
is almost like a second lead in this show. And for her being Amanda Waller's daughter, you know that there are big implications for why she's there. Yes, the team finds out a lot of crazy things early on, and they find out that Adebayo is Waller's daughter, and they kind of have to have, kitty gloves around her. And then she drops the biggest bomb of all.
She does.
She drops the bomb on Amanda Waller. She drops the bomb on Task Force X. She drops everything about what's been going on. And there's a great shot of Viola Davis sitting there watching the press conference going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And I thought that was just so good. I don't know. I'm super pumped for Peacemaker season 2.
Me too.
I'm finally glad I was right about you really enjoying a show, because Peacemaker I knew was going to be right up your alley. Yeah, if you have a sick sense of humor, definitely check out some Peacemaker.
You're my BFF. Don't tell Vigilante.
Don't tell Vigilante. Eagly. He goes, other than Eagly, you're my BFF.
Eagly, that's what it was.
Eagly is definitely Peacemaker's BFF.
I love it at the end. I just saw an eagle hug a human.
Yeah. She goes, don't you think that might have been a signal to run? She was like, oh, shit.
Like, I thought that might have been a sign to stay. Or to run. Oh, fuck, I didn't think about it.
Do you think we see any more cameos next season? Because a lot of, this is probably going to get a lot of good reviews.
I think you might. The one that I was kind of weird about was like, there was no Superman.
Yeah. Although his silhouette is shown.
His silhouette's shown.
It shows it.
The only silhouette they don't show is Batman.
And Batman.
But they do show Wonder Woman. Not Gal Gadot. They do show a silhouette of Wonder Woman, but you do 100% get Flash and Aquaman.
Oh, yeah. You get them definitely.
So,
which almost makes me think that maybe they might end up showing up in something next season. So
apparently Ezra Miller is a huge fan of James Gunn's work. James Gunn heard that before so James Gunn wrote this entire series and DC was like, do whatever you want. And then they found out at the end that he had written in Aquaman and Flash. And they were like, okay, you can have them. So clearly DC is all in on James Gunn.
That's awesome. Because I really like this series. I want it to keep going.
So, I don't know. Did we convince you to want to watch Peacemaker?
I don't know. Ryan liking something, it kind of shocks me.
Throws you off.
But I liked the Batman and he didn't, so who knows?
We'll talk about that later. It's not that I didn't like it.
If you're willing to watch it again, I will watch it. I'm
always down to watch it.
I don't see me just sitting around watching it because I got to catch up on my stories and the stupid shit on the news right now. So if we're going to sit around and watch it together, I'll watch it.
It's definitely worth a watch.
Speaking of things that are worth to watch and that have been watched more than once, next week's subject matter, Vox Machina.
Started that so far.
You have?
So that is what we will be talking about next week, and the week after that will be The Batman. Can't wait any longer than that. I just can't.
Nope.
Yeah, that gives you a solid week and change to watch the damn thing.
Speaking of watched again and again, I think Megan and I have already watched Vox Machina 3 times.
Wow.
Easily. It's like the new Let's Fall Asleep to this TV show.
100%.
Show, for
other
sure.
than South Park.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the schedule. That's what we're going for, and we are, as I say, creeping ever closer to episode 100. I hope we do something cool. Don't know what we got yet. If you got any ideas for us, send it.
We expect 100 downloads for that episode alone. In the same day. Tell your friends.
I don't know if there's not enough time.
I don't care. Figure it out.
They could get to episode 24 in one day.
Sure.
Okay. Well, anyway, Vox Machina next week. Stick around. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spreaker, Apple.
Anywhere you are
Spotify.
fooling around while you're shitting on the toilet. You can find us there. All social medias.
Gross, but not wrong.
Except for maybe Twitter. I don't think we're on Twitter. Are we on Twitter? We're not on Twitter. We are on Twitter.
Our link to the episode is on Twitter, but that's about it.
That's all you need.
You'll fall over if you don't have a pinky toe.
I did know that.
Wow.
That's a vigilanteism, by the way.
Is it?
Yes. So,
that's funny.
We will see you guys around the way. Bye.
See you.
Wouldn't it have been even better if Economos walked in and handed me the chainsaw and I got to shove it down the gorilla's throat?